You know, I slowed that music down right there towards the end, but it's still kind of abrupt, isn't it?
It is definitely a bone shaker.
It's a bone shaker.
Why didn't BG and I get a caricature?
Well, because I didn't make one.
Because
That's my bad. That's
the
my
B
bad.
team doesn't get
The B
logos.
team.
Yeah, yeah.
That is so not true.
The B team and then the C team.
Right. Hey, that does work, doesn't it? Alphabetically, anyway. Welcome everybody to the Sunday builds. As you can see, we have some. Well, I say new wheels. We have a new wheel on the model today, Mr. Kelly Coons. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Kelly. We appreciate it.
I'm so happy to be here.
The guys are our normal guys are at the Classic Plastic Show today, so we're excited for them. Justin, Jody, Tim, and Jason are all up there. Hopefully, they'll check in with us. Maybe even drop in and say, "Hey, show us some of the stuff that they bought." Who knows? You never know. Yeah. In fact, that's my phone blowing up. It might be them. But Mr. BG, welcome back. Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Glad to be here again.
Mr. Kelly, first time on the show. Have you done these lives before? Or have you?
I have never, ever been invited anywhere.
Well, I did hang out with you in Mooresville. I can kind of see why. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, back when Manny started his, he did some shorts. Yep. And I was on one of his interview spots early on, and then he thought, okay, well, we're not doing that again. So
that's actually the first one I was ever on as well. Was Manny had me on his deal. That's the first time I'd ever been up there. So that's a lot of fun, man. Well, thank you for joining us, Kelly. We appreciate it.
I am tickled to death now. I can't be here for the whole night. I got to be at our church at 5 o'clock, so I'll be sneaking out just a little bit early.
Understood, my friend. Family comes first.
I will be happy to be the C team anytime you need me to.
So. Well, we appreciate it, sir. We had the pleasure of meeting face to face and hanging out at the Mooresville show, the Fall Con Mooresville show. Had a great time up there. We did the 10 questions for the modeler up there. Had a good time. I want to thank you one-on-one for getting that crew together. Anybody that enjoyed the crew, that was 100% Mr. Coons. He made that happen, and I just kind of held the mic and the camera and asked the stupid questions.
I tell you, that right there, and Pat and Pappy on the back, that is always a blast, whether you participate or whether you get to watch it. I love those things. I've got a couple of episodes where I did 10 questions with the modeler, Old Ford edition, because I would take his questions after a show that I wasn't able to attend to, and try to imitate Pappy's voice and put some photos of him in there like he's interviewing me. So I'm still looking for a ventriloquist dummy. Sit on my lap and have it be Pappy.
I'll be sure and tell Pappy you called him a dummy. No, I had actually watched those, and they made me giggle. So when you had hit me up earlier that week about doing it, I thought it was a great idea. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. The chat's really rolling. We got 20 people in here already. Mr. Rick Zink, Papa Z's in the house. King Bob, Norm, the Half-Ass Modeler, which I still think is the Half-Ass Model Garage, which I still think is one of the best channel names ever. John, I know you can't hear me, but hopefully the CNC is working, my friend. John's a great guy. He's hearing impaired. He tunes in every Sunday and has a lot of fun with us. We got the CNC working for him. Go For It Painting, Carlton James, Dominic, Tin Man, Jeff Lawless, my brother. I know you're in the hospital or were. I hope all's going well, my brother. Get better. Jamie G, what's definitely up? Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. We're supposed to have Mr. Steve Tooch in the room. I know that he's been at shows and doing a bunch of stuff, so maybe he won't make it, or he might be a little bit late. If we're lucky, when Mr. Kelly has to leave, Tooch will slide in, and it'll be more than just my big mouth running all the time and BG telling me to take a breath.
Well, we can all hope.
Thank you for
Take
your
a breath,
support.
Mike. I'm trying to build.
That's it.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
The King Bob wants everybody to know that the cancer awareness group build is up and running for the month of October. Thank you, Bob,
Oh,
for
very
sharing
cool,
that.
Bob. Very cool, Bob. I'm sadly it's going to have to be just a couple of group builds this year for me, and it's going to have to be it.
I can
I just
relate.
don't have the time or the stamina to keep up with stuff anymore.
I know that feeling. George from Kitchen Table Scale Models is here. What's up, George?
Hey, George, miss seeing you on those hangouts, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Tiffany, Dirt Road Cinderella just came up with an awesome group build. It's like the Moonshiners group build.
Hey, there you go.
That is a great group build. I really want to get involved with that, but I'm like you, BG. I don't want to commit to something and then not be able to follow it up. But I've got the
I did that a lot this year. I joined a lot of group builds and just couldn't keep up with them, and I felt like such a schmuck for doing it.
Right. Well, you remember when we were at Acme last year and we went over there to the that museum. What was the name of that museum?
Oh,
not the junkyard. The what was the name of that? Crazy
yeah. Okay.
I want to say Zodiac, but I know that's not right.
No, it's a museum of little inflatable rafts.
Either that or a guy from California that killed people.
Isn't that the Savoy?
Savoy, that's it.
Savoy, yes.
You,
I just saw Rick post it right there. Yeah, Savoy.
Yep. Well, you remember they had the moonshine cars in there, and they had that 49. Well, I've got the Testers 49 Ford. It's the same. It's not the deluxe. It's the no, it is the deluxe. I'm sorry, and that's what they used the salesman version. And I've got that kit, and I really want to build it in the moonshine theme. And with her group build, I was hoping to get in on it, but if I don't, I still want to support it because that's a great idea. That moonshine group
I got
build.
a moonshine car for you. This guy.
There it is, the 47 Chev.
But done up like that guy.
Yeah. Now, is that the new Mobius one, or is that
the
old Galaxy kit? That is okay.
No, this is a new Mobius one.
Right. Okay. Yeah. There. Yeah. The big M on the front should have gave it away. Right.
Right. I can't read, but I don't know my letters.
King Bob says he's coming to Acme this year. That's awesome, Bob.
Right on. Bob was there last year too.
Yeah, he was. He was. Yeah.
Yep. That's awesome.
You guys are going to have to keep me up on the comments because I cannot find out how on my tablet to find them.
All right, so we'll kind of walk you through a little bit, Kelly. Are you looking at on your tablet? Do you see do you see the cameras?
Yeah.
Okay. Look to your right, top right. Do you see where it says comments? Or join the comments?
Or even just show comments.
Kindle.
It should all still work though. Over on the right, there should be like, well, for you, it should just say either comments or join the comment. Maybe it's down at the bottom.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh, what about on your phone? I know you're coming from us from your phone. Do you see anything on there that says comments or join the comment?
No. Chat with everyone in studio.
Yeah, chat with everyone. Oh, he pushed the wrong button.
And this is being Tech Corner with Mike.
Right. Listen, I've been told that I'm not supposed to push buttons, but
right. Okay, is your computer putting out any smoke now? No. Okay, that's never happened before, so I don't know what to do now.
That's funny. Hopefully he'll find his way back. Kelly's a great guy, man. Like I said, I got to hang out with him in Mooresville, and what an awesome time we had up there. He had me laughing the whole time. The guy is just, and he's been doing this since Moby Dick was a minnow, and introduced me to K-Dog and a bunch of guys that have been around a very, very long time. Very, very knowledgeable people.
Oh,
We'll get to meet King
me,
Bob.
me. I'm going to be on the live stream in a second. My wife. Okay, I'm at the store. What do you need What do you need on the shopping list? Oh my god. Okay.
Well, I mean, got to get cookies and milk, and there's
I'll
Brian.
send her the safe word. Bananas there.
Brian says that Tim and Jody are cleaning up in the trophy category at Classic Plastic today.
Right on.
There he is. Kelly's back.
Yeah, let's not have me pushing buttons.
Listen, I'm guilty of the same thing, Kelly.
I'm gonna have to take we're gonna have to do a test thing.
We'll do this. Yeah, you know what? BG and I were talking about that before you came into the green room. I used to do that when we were doing the AMC show. We'd bring them in a day early or 2 days early and walk them through the process. And I think I probably need to get back to doing that. It's that way there, when you do come live, it's not all brand new, right?
Yeah. And I've got buttons down at the bottom of my screen. I've got my microphone and I've got a camera and I've got what I thought was chat, and I'm not going to push anything this time. So but on my tablet, I would think that
it should say, yeah. If you come in through your tablet, you got to be on the device to chat. You got to be on the device that you're coming in through.
Okay.
Sitting here with Brian says he's sitting with Justin Ryan. Sir?
Steve's comment just popped up. Does that do it? Do that automatically?
Yeah.
No, I do that.
Yeah. BG did that one. That one's on the screen.
Yeah, well, that made perfect sense. If it doesn't have any buttons, it has too many buttons.
Norm, I will be at Model Palooza Friday night, just long enough to set up and fill out the paperwork, and be back there Saturday for the whole day. And I'm hoping to be back Sunday for the awards, but I'm not sure. It depends on how it lays out. But that is the plan. I will be there, but I'm not staying, so I'm going down. It's Orlando, right? So it's an hour from me. I'm going to go down Friday, come back down Saturday morning, and then do that. But once again, I get to make the statement for something that doesn't have any buttons. It has way too many buttons. He's right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, let's all pray for Mr. Brian Connell. He's sitting with Justin Ryan as we speak. Oh, poor Brian.
Yeah, tell him BG said get back to work.
Get back to work. That's funny. Yeah, the guys are all down there at the Classic Plastic show today, but apparently Jody and Tim are cleaning house.
Good old Tim.
Be looking forward.
I always think about his comments about. Oh, I'm not a good builder. Right. Meanwhile, I don't have enough room in my car for all these awards. He's a good guy. So here's a top tip for folks that are getting into dealing with photo etch. Don't join us next week. Join us next week when we have more hot tips for you. No, seriously though, the files that have the diamond, what do they call it? The diamond files are perfect for photo etch, because with a regular file, you got the grooves in there and it can catch the photo etch and bend it real easily. But since this is non-directional, it can actually shave off the little nubs from when you clip it very, very well, and works the best that I found so far.
That's good news. I'm getting into the photo etch, following Rob Riv a little bit, and the detail has always been really cool, but I never understood it. And never, it was kind of like bare metal foil. Either you get it or you don't. Mm-hmm. And I've been working with it a little bit, especially with this modified that I'm building for my brother. Really getting into the photo etch coilovers and that sort of thing, and working with it a little bit and getting better. I do need a pair of photo etch scissors. I've been using a really sharp chisel blade on my hobby knife, but I think a pair of good chisels or good scissors would be nice.
Oh, yeah. I got a pair of the Tamiya scissors, and they're expensive, but you'll only need to buy them the one time.
Right. It's a one and done type deal. Justin says, "Did you hear? I didn't hear my name. Yeah. We've been talking about you, and it's all been good, brother. It's all been good."
Oh, maybe he's mentioning he hasn't gotten an award yet.
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Mr. Kelly, we're going to start with you, buddy. What are you working on, man?
I have got my BG Chuck's Hobby Spot Porsche group build on my bench right now.
Nice.
Ooh.
I've got the body ready for paint finally. I'm having to make executive. Oh, we're going to embiggen me.
We embiggened you.
So I'm working on the Revell 914.6.
Nice.
It's got a set of Jay's resin, aptly named Outlaw wheels, nice. Porsche Outlaw wheels.
Very cool.
So I decided to glue the target on because the windshield is so fiddly. I think I can get the glass in there. When it's taped together, I could get the glass in there. It is going to be Tamiya British Racing Green.
Nice.
Next up, I have got my Blue Ox Model Shop, the second car that I was building for the Blue Ox Model Shop Street Machine Group build, which is the Mobius 65 Nova Pro Touring.
That is beautiful. I love that paint.
Also, it's got Jay's resins, tires and wheels. I'm on a gold kick, but I got 5 coats of Tamiya TS13 on this yesterday.
Wow, I think it's,
and this to date is my best paint job.
Nice. It looks great.
So I am tickled to death with that, and those gold wheels are just really going to snap into that one.
Amen.
Last up is my
Camaro.
USAC 69 Camaro. I'm doing the I think the version that everybody's got. It seems like a lot of people are building off this one. And I was trying to figure out what wheels to use because I don't want to steal Tiffany's thunder. Dirt Road Cinderella, she's going to do Hampstead Green, and I'm going to say I had already decided Hampstead Green, but I hadn't announced it, so we're going to give her first dibs on it. But Hampstead Green, I am thinking these tires and wheels from Jay's Resin Wheels.
Those are nice. Those are nice.
And they're going to be gold.
Nice. The green and gold will go well.
Green.
Yeah, green and gold is a classic combination.
Yeah, I tell you, that was my high school colors.
Green and gold.
Green and gold. Well, it wasn't quite Hampstead green. It was what we called extreme green. It was this green.
There you go. BG, here's a quick question for you from King Bob.
Yeah. Hey, BG, what's your glue of choice? What's my glue of choice? Well, it depends. Are we gluing styrene to styrene, styrene to photo etch, or
I think the question is the PE glue. So I want to assume PE glue.
Okay, cool. Because I like to use good old Bob Smith's, and you can get this from just about anybody who supplies model parts nowadays. I like the MaxiCure Extra Thick. So when you're trying to remember which style of glue to get, just think about your old friend Mr. BG and how he looks in real life, extra thick.
Wait a minute. You're the goalpost. I'm the football. If
I was your height, I'd be twice as big as you are.
That's true. They compacted you down.
Now, I like using the extra thick because anything less than that just won't have the holding power that this stuff does. And this is more of a gel-like consistency, so it holds the part in place and it doesn't do a lot of mission creep while you're waiting for it to set up. So that's how I goes about doing it. There's also, if you can find this on the internets, Mr. Metal primer for photo etch parts, and it's actually transparent, so it's really like an adhesion promoter. And you can brush this on, or you can spray this on to your photo etch pieces before you paint them, so that the paint doesn't flake off so easily if they get a little bit of a flex to them. But this is hard to find right now.
Yeah, I just was talking about them coilovers that I was doing for my brother's race car and their photo etch, and they've got what amounts to a pen spring that slides over the brushed or the shaped aluminum, and I painted that, trying to get the colors that I wanted. When you put the spring over, of course, it's metal on metal with a little bit of paint in the middle, and it took it right off. So I need to look into getting me some of that stuff.
Yeah, it'll help out. Definitely help out. I was gifted that by my good buddy Joe over at Mad Genius. I was out visiting, and we were in his shop, and he goes, "Hey, have you ever heard of this stuff before?" I'm like, "No, I've never heard of it." He's like, "Do you want a bottle?" I'm like, "Sure." So he gives it to me. I'm like, "Aren't you going to use it?" He goes, "I'm not dealing with photo etch anymore, man."
He's done.
So I don't know if that's still true today. I think he might be now, but yeah, it's always nice to get cast-offs from friends.
Right. Joey Clark, welcome, buddy. Yeah, Joey said he's been late because he's working on his Acme build. I got mine done. I've got mine done. I just got to spray some clear on that dark door, and I'll be good. Mr. Kelly, Glenn King says he loves the Nova, man. Looks good.
Oh, I'll tell you, yesterday when I stand out in the sun looking at this thing, this doesn't do justice.
No,
you get some sunlight on that. This is it's Duplicolor Inferno Red, so it's got a good metal plate to it, but you have to have it in the right light to see it. So
right. Scale Model Frenzy in the house. Brian, he says that to me a clear acrylic works well for attaching PE to a body.
That's actually a really great tip, because then you don't worry about discoloring anything.
Right.
So thank you, Brian. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I've also done just plain old canopy glue.
Yeah.
The camera is not set to focus today. Plain old 560 canopy glue for a lot of my final last minute stuff, and then also transparent pieces. But yeah, dude, putting scripts onto a car body, that's definitely white knuckle time.
Right. Well, we've got your first distractor in here, Kelly. Mr. Irv Arterake says, "Good evening, gentlemen." And then he followed that up with, "That includes you, Kelly."
Say that one more time. I was rustling the bag.
I said, "We got your first detractor in here." Mr. Irv Arterake said, "Good evening, gents," and then followed up and said, "That includes you too, Kelly."
He told me he would be here to heckle me.
Looks like he's already getting
I think it's funny. The truck that made the magazine,
right,
and is in his possession.
Oh, okay.
He has that one in his collection now. So
that's why you should always pay your debts, dude.
Yeah.
Someone's going to come collecting.
It's a Scale Model Frenzy, and he asked, Irv asked, "Did you glue your fingers together?" No, it looks like you're still using them, so you didn't glue your fingers together yet.
Was he in here to see this?
I don't know. Let's blow it back up. Give him the opportunity to take a look at your sweet Nova. Look at that. That is so pretty. That's a beautiful color. Now, you said Duplicolor. Are you spraying that out of a big rattle can? Okay. All right.
Yep.
I've used that primer before. That's good stuff. Do you have
then 5 coats of this?
Oh yeah, to be clear, can't beat it. TS13. Now, when you're spraying that, because that actually has a smaller nozzle on it.
Yeah.
Do you use the bigger cans, or do you try to stay away from them?
I try to stay away from them. I do Tamiya as much as I can, or Tamiya as much as I can. I have no problem spraying Duplicolor.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, and I hate to use the R word, but I will use it.
We go back and forth about it. You can't argue the fact that those big cans just lay down a lot of paint, right?
Yeah.
But you also can't argue the fact that some people will make it work.
That's Duplicolor right there, Rust-Oleum right there.
That's it. If you pay attention to it and don't douche it, get on there. Now, Fred Henry did the decanting and then sprayed it. Now you can do that. It's a lot of work, but you can do that too. My thing is, and what I run up against, and I think Justin Ryan really kind of led me down this road, is you buy that can of Rust-Oleum. Now, I mean, unless you decant it, you can paint a lot. I mean, you're going to be like Henry Ford, right? Every color is fine as long as it's black.
That's what he said last week. And okay, this color right here, I don't want another color of this color.
Right.
So, this was given to after I sprayed this car. I gave it to my son, and he restored one of his fender bases with it. So he's got a fender base that color. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Because I was going to be like, what'd you do with the rest of that can? Well, we have a lot of patio furniture that now matches my Ford.
Exactly.
That's cool. It just goes to show
on there pretty good. Okay.
It just goes to show that you can, if you try hard enough and you get techniques down, you can make just about anything work. But I'm going to be honest with you. I try to stay away from the big cans, the hardware, what I call hardware store cans. I try to avoid them.
Now I will give you. Let's see. I have won awards with vehicles painted with Rust-Oleum, but they weren't shiny vehicles.
Right.
So I mean, I've got a 53 or a 50 Chevrolet truck that's won. I've got a 64 Chevrolet that has won, but both of them are weathered vehicles. So.
Right. That's something Mr. BG's really good at it, but that's something that I need to work on. And I think with this tank build that we're going to start next week when the boys get back, we're working on the Korean War Sherman tank, and I think I may try it with that. I got a couple different ideas, but I really need to just go ahead and dip in the water, if you will, to try that weather deal. I did it just a little bit last year at the for the turkey shoot, and I mean, I got pats on the back from tank builders, but I'm pretty sure they were just being nice.
Tank builders, nice. Come on.
Yeah, I know, right? Not usually. What is the worst paint y'all have ever used? That's a great question, Matthew.
That is a very good question.
Mr. BG, I'm going to start with you. What is the worst paint that you have ever used?
I don't know how many people will know the reference, but Mission Hobbies.
Mission Hobbies. Yes.
I've heard of that.
It just didn't. I'm not going to say that's bad paint. It just didn't work for me, and I was just really disappointed because I was really hoping that it would be a brand I could pick up easily around here in town, and it was water-based paint. It was saying it's clumped up in the bottom of the jar, and I could get that little plunger thing down there from Badger to spin that stuff up, but it just never seemed like it was going to cooperate. And then when I would spray it, it would clog up my airbrush. I actually had to start straining the paint when I would pour it into the airbrush. And I did some pretty cool looking rust effects with it on one of my builds, but ever since then, what did I do with it? Oh yeah, here's a jar right here. So this stuff, and I actually just start using this now for rust techniques. I just put a little bit into a dish and then dab it with a sponge. But as for airbrushing, it just didn't work out for me.
What about you, Mr. Kelly? What's the worst paint that you've ever used, whether it be brush on, spray on, whatever?
Honestly, the worst paint that I used was actually a Duplicolor, and it was a bright red. Now, why? I can't tell you why, but 2 different cans on 2 different models. Both of them had to be stripped. I did the Revell 70 Cuda, and it got 3 paint jobs before it actually turned out decent enough. And then I was doing a 63 Chevrolet pickup truck, and it ended up being a weathered build because I just couldn't stand it anymore. And after that, I stopped painting red for a while because I was PTSD from that. Every time I'd see red, I'd curl up in fetal position.
Every time you see red, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, but I don't understand. If it wasn't for the sheer determination that I wanted that 70 Cuda to be red, I'd have changed the color on it. But poor red was the only color in the 70 Cuda, the best I can remember, that had the Enduro bumpers, and the shaker was body color. All the other shaker scoops on any other color were Argent silver. But on the red, so I wanted a triple red Cuda, so that's why I kept on with that. But it was same color shade, same brand, 2 different cans, 2 different kits, and it was hard. Matter of fact, I'd take a few cans out in the field and shoot them. Just make myself feel better.
Click, clack, blam. You're out of here.
Exactly.
Click, click, boom. Well, I'm embarrassed to say that, and I don't think it was.
Oh, sorry, wait a minute. What about you, Mike? What about you?
I was going to say, I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but I don't think it was the paint product. I think it was me and how I was doing things. But the, oh crap, I can't think of the name of it now. But I sent a whole box of it to Mr. BG. I'm talking about a big old box of this paint. What was that stuff called, BG?
That was the Vallejo stuff.
No, it wasn't the Vallejo. It was the other one. The not Gundam, but War Games type stuff.
You mean all of this?
Yeah, that
I've got
big,
3 cases of this shit.
I can't think of the name of it. It was what the crap was the name of that stuff?
Oh, it's the Army Painter.
That's it, Army Painter. I had bought in 2023. I bought every one of their products. I mean, every one. The flesh tone.
144 bottles.
144 bottles of that stuff, and I used one color, the red that I painted my roundy round car, the dark car with, and I just could not make it work. Again, it was a me thing, not a paint thing. And Mr. BG does figures and does the Warhammer stuff. So I'm like, I'm going to send you a box of stuff that I think you might be able to use. When that box showed up, he was like, oh my God, I'll never need paint again.
Yeah, I'm set.
I'm
set. Matter of fact, I can probably stock Andy's store if we run low.
Right, if you run low. K-Dog's in the house. What's up, Ken?
Kenny.
We were just talking about you. Liars Challenge is Saturday, November 8th in Freeport on Long Island.
Oh, put that up there on the thing.
Yep, let's do that. Dominic asked if he could share that, and absolutely, Dom. Kenny says, oh, God, it's Kelly Coons.
He didn't get enough of me last week, did he?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I've got
a gift that keeps on giving, like the jelly of the month.
That's it. Got a show this weekend I'm looking forward to going to. It's the Model Palooza in Orlando, Florida. So if anybody's going to that, be sure and look me up, find me. I'll be the guy that's usually talking too much, but somebody will tell me to take a breath, I'm sure.
You know, when we get our shirts for our podcast, I think that needs to be on your shirt.
Mike, take a breath. That would be funny. And no touching the buttons. I'm not allowed to touch the buttons.
Yeah, over here telling me touch buttons and make me disappear.
And that's why Mike doesn't do IT work anymore.
Right.
All right, guys, I got a question for you.
All right.
This is a habit I've got. When I pull parts off the tray, I clip all the sprue off, throw it away. Mm-hmm. I mean, am I just weird? I mean, I know I'm just weird, but
I don't. I used to keep the sprue back in the day until the sprue box became as big as a refrigerator box, and at this point where I'm at now, no, I throw the sprue away. And I'll be honest with you. I've looked at some parts, and if they're if they're molded parts of the carburetor, just looks like a blob, I'll throw it out too. I can
see, like right here. See this little tab?
Yep.
Before I put this back in the box, I cut that off. Throw it away.
Oh, you just okay. I throw like the whole sprue away.
Yeah, I'll throw the whole sprue away when I'm done. But before I'm done with it, I clean them up like that. I just me being weird, I guess.
Yeah, that's not normal. So anyway, nah, it's all. I mean, we do what we do. I discovered a long time ago it's best to have a transitional box underneath the desk so that the sprue goes into that when I think I've clipped all the parts off of it that I was supposed to have clipped, and then when I realize I haven't clipped all the parts off, I can go back and double check that box before it goes in the trash.
I will,
because I don't toss the sprue until the build is done.
Now I can relate to that. I'll put all the pieces and parts and usually with kit bashing especially, I'll have two boxes. Like with the Dart, I had the Pontiac Firebird kit, and then I had the 68 Dart kit, and I would try to keep those parts together inside of there because, like, I know King Bob said whatever I don't use out of the Pontiac kit he'd like to have, so I would ship it off to him. But I'll do the same thing until it's all done. And if it's all done and nobody wants the pieces and parts, chances are I'm going to ditch them. But Ted from Rattle Can Shenanigans, yeah, they're at the crew is at Classic Plastic this weekend, and they're down there apparently winning all the awards and having fun.
Having more fun.
We're having more fun, right? They're having more. Well, I was going to fly up there, and I really wanted to, but with everything going on with the show we were at there in Mooresville, where I got to meet Kelly, and then and a few others, and then with the show coming up this weekend, and then with Acme coming up at the end of the month, it was just too much to try to cram in with my schedule.
I respect that, dude.
Dave McGibbon says that Classic Plastic show was amazing. Cool, Dave. Did you get to see everybody, hang out with Jason and all them? My phone is blowing up, so it's probably them, telling me how much fun they're having, and I'm not there. Cynthia Joel Manzel. Tooch just checked in, said he's running late, not feeling well, so he's probably not going to make it. But
oh, that's too bad.
He's been what a great guy Tooch is, man. He's normally an armor builder, and he's been coming in here helping out, and he started building his first car. So first car in a while, and it apparently was his. It's going to be a replica of his dad's '69 Camaro, so that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I sent him the link to the USAC build, so maybe he'll get involved with that, make that part of his build, which is pretty cool. Dave McGibbon says he was hanging out with Jody, Jason, Tim, and Justin. What is Kelly working on? Kelly's got about 5 things he was working on, K-Dog. He came in a little late. He's working on we'll go ahead and blow you up and show that daggum Nova again, man. That thing is amazing.
Yeah, but I say this is.
That is nice. That is nice.
I've already bagged the wheels and put them back in the box because I keep rolling off my desk and they're 3D printed and I don't want them to break. So
that leads to another question. When we asked you earlier, you showed a couple different things that you had going on. Do you keep more than one build on the bench at a time, or are you one build bencher?
I have got. Well, I've got these 3. The Brad Cox tribute build that I just finished was 4. I just finished it up. My Mercury pickup that I had at the show, that all green, it was on here while I was working on all these. So like I said, you're sitting here waiting for this. You got to have something else to do.
Right.
So,
and that's me. I'll have a right now project, and then I'll have one in the background. Like my background, what I call my side build right now is the Pro Mod or Pro Stock, Pro Mod everything build, and I'm doing a lot of custom work on it. So I'll mess with it a little bit while glue's drying or paint's drying or something like that on what I'm working on, and I'll have that one as my little side.
This is the priority build,
right?
Because I've got till the end of this month, and it's supposed to be done by the end of the year. So this one's not due till March. So this one's kind of shuffling around.
Yeah.
This one's supposed to be done by the end of the month, but I don't know if it's going to make it.
Yeah.
Not in full functioning form,
Got a lot going on there.
Yeah, I'm thinking on this Porsche, it might be a curbside when I'm done with it. Because, when I started this thing, I thought, well, who the hell do I think I am, BG? Because I've seen
when you announced you're going to be building that one, I was like, good luck, sir. Yeah, I applaud your efforts.
So, like I said, so it might end up being a curbside. I mean,
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
so I know that BG posted it up there, but Jason, thank you. You guys, if you haven't already, please go check out the Model Car Mania podcast that myself and Mr. BG, Jason, Jody, and Justin are part of. Give us a 5-star rating or any kind of a rating. We appreciate that for sure. Trying to get that launched, to get that off the ground.
If they haven't listened to it, I can attest to the fact that it's slightly less annoying than listening to nails on a chalkboard.
Well, there you go. Slightly less annoying.
Slightly less annoying. You know what? That's going on a shirt too.
Guys, I hate to cut out on you. I really do. I want to do this again.
Kelly, we totally understand, and family comes first, and we'll definitely keep you in the loop. Thank you for coming by, hanging out with us, and spending what time you had. It means a lot to me.
So much.
It means a lot to me, and you're a great asset to the show, and we appreciate you coming by and hanging out with us, man.
You take that last few letters off there. I'm a great ass to the show.
We'll get you on here. We'll get you on here when the schedule works out, and you can be here for the whole show, my man. But thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with us.
All right, thanks, guys. Y'all have a great night.
Have a good night, buddy.
Hold on, Kelly. Thanks for hanging out.
See you guys.
I got to hang out with 2/3 of the podcast today. Yes, you did, Mike. If you went to look at Kelly, he's still trying to figure out how to get out. Bless his heart.
I think it froze.
No, he didn't. He pushed. What he did was he just backed out. He didn't close the camera because it's still frozen in the background. But we got him off of there. But Mike from Mike's Mods and Custom says he got to hang out with 2/3 of the podcast today. Yeah, he got everybody that was up there. Justin made the trip from Pennsylvania on up and hung out with those guys. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah. That's another one of those shows I want to get out to someday.
Me and you need to talk that way. There, when we go, we get everybody out there.
Right. Well, there's still talk about Mrs. BG being sent out to Amelia Island for work next year. So we'll have to set that up for sure.
Yeah, we'll figure that out because if you get that close to me, I'm coming to see you.
Right. I'm sensing it in the force.
Right. I'm sensing it in the force.
Oh, man. I got two different colors of blue tack, and they're just not mingling. It's so weird.
I tried that stuff, and I could not. I could not.
I like it for putting it on sticks to hold stuff for painting. The only issue is it gets so hot here sometimes you got to race gravity.
Right.
The part starts slipping off and sliding, so you have to start getting underneath with the spray can.
My good friend Charles Rice is in the house. He says, I think I'm lost. This is definitely not a quality build room.
Oh, wow. He's a friend of yours, you say? Damn.
Yeah, he was my friend right up until that comment.
It's getting to be that season. Get out that Christmas card list and start drawing lines for names.
Yep. He gets a line drawn through his name. He did come over to the our Discord for the Model Car Mania podcast. He did come over and hang out with us a little while. So I'll give him a little bit of leeway, but
he made it there before I could.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. He just doesn't understand cars, right? He just drives them back and forth to work or whatever. He doesn't realize that they're the single most important thing on the planet, and model cars are second.
Yeah, A close second. Very, very close second. We're talking about getting another car sometime next year or the year after. And Mrs. BG, she does love cars, but she also is like very, very practical. She's like, well, what are you thinking about getting for a replacement vehicle when the Subaru dies? I'm like, Mustang. And she's like, oh, that's not a commuter vehicle. I'm like, not the way I'll drive it. She's like, well, what about like a Kia or something? I'm like, man, do you even know me?
Right. Have you met me?
Right.
Kenny, when you say where is it posted, I assume you're asking about the Model Car Mania podcast. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple, it's on all your major podcast forums.
It's on everything. You know what? I might still have that list saved that Rob sent us.
All right, maybe.
Bear with. Don't look at my secret code.
Right. BG same favorite secret code is OU812.
Yeah, password is I drank what?
Right.
No, that's not the right one. How many chats do we freaking have, dude?
Entirely too many. There he is, Tom Shorty Sanders. What's up, Tom? Good to see you, buddy. Tom comes, hangs out in the Discord with us. I believe he's a Western Pennsylvania fella.
Hey, right on. Another state I like to get to, and
oh yeah, Western Pennsylvania is beautiful. I'm not big on the East Coast of Pennsylvania. I mean, there's a lot of history there and a lot of beautiful stuff, but Western Pennsylvania is beautiful.
Here's the list: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. We're on Amazon Music, guys.
Wow.
iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, Podcast Index, Podchaser, Pocket Casts, Deezer, Listen Notes, and Player FM. I'm not sure what the FM stands for. It could be F somebody. I don't know.
You'll get that somebody thing.
Right. Forget what? So that's quite the list.
That's it. Rattle Can Shenanigans Ken says BG is 100% on point with the blue tack. A hot garage and semi-adhesive silly putty is not a winning combination.
Nope. It's like, you ever play that game of Perfection when you're a kid where you have the yellow box with the red tray and you have to put all the little yellow pieces in it before it explodes? It's kind of like painting with blue tack. You're racing the clock.
Joey, yeah, you're gonna have that. Unfortunately, that's the downside to for us simultaneously casting to both Jason's and my page. If you're on Jason's page, you'll see the people that are on Jason's page making comments, where if you're on my page, you'll see the people on my page making comments. But and there's nothing we can do about that. We've tried and tried and tried. The only way that we can fix that is to make a
third channel.
Yeah, third channel. And I did that in past experience, and we lost a lot of people that didn't know about it. So it kind of sucks that you can't see all the chat. I think, if I'm being completely honest, I think most everybody checks in under Jason's. When we look back at the analytics, he'll have usually twice as many people checking in under his channel than mine. But you get the gist of it. We try to read as many of the questions as we can. But if you're on Jason's, you won't see what's on mine. If you're on mine, you won't see what's on Jason's.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's
there's nothing I can do about it. And if we try to put it on one channel, unfortunately, trust me when I tell you, you'll lose a lot of people. We did that. Yeah, we did that once before, and
you're just gonna lose subscribers, and
people will lose you. They don't know where to look, and
sometimes folks are like, you know what? I'm subscribed to enough channels. I don't need to subscribe to one more.
They have some great.
That's what I was told in the past.
Yeah, that's what I ran up on in my former life, I guess, for lack of better terms. is you lose people.
100 years ago.
I wish we could time together.
It'd be easy to stay in the lines if I could see the bloody lines.
Carlisle, Pennsylvania. I used to work for a company out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Oh, looky here. We have royalty in the house, Mr. BG.
Hey, Fred.
Mr. Fred Henry is in the house. Reload to storage unit. He's uploading his storage unit.
Wow.
Oh, I do not. Poor Fred. He's moving out of it, remodeling the house that he's in and moving to a new place. Yeah, that's like slamming your finger in a sliding glass door repeatedly. That is no fun. Bless your heart, Fred. Bless your heart.
Hey, you know what? The house next door to us is up for sale, Fred. If you're gonna move, might as well make it worth it.
Right. He ain't coming to Florida. I told him about the place next to mine, but he ain't coming to Florida. And I don't blame him. He said his brother came down here already and turned him off of that. Robert Painter asked a cool question. So what dehydrators do you guys use for drying paint? BG, do you use a dehydrator?
Yeah, it's called Outside.
BG lives in Arizona. If you need a dry place to dry paint, go to Arizona.
Yeah. No, honest to goodness, I don't use a dehydrator.
I do because I live here in Florida and the humidity is, 110, 105. It's ridiculous. So
right now, my room is 77 degrees and 36% humidity.
Yeah.
So
you live in my life.
We're pretty good.
I use a dehydrator both for drying paint and for a clean area to let paint dry, right? So if I just need to put it in there and make sure no dust I don't let any, we have 2 dogs. I don't let them in the room, but I'm tracking hairs in with my socks and, when you're going in and out, it's going to be the same thing. But so I put it in there as a dry or a clean area, and I use an Amazon. I bought it from Amazon for like $50. It's maybe 10 inches tall, 12 inches wide. It's not a real big one.
No, you're not building ships, so you don't have to worry about
it.
Right.
Oh,
man. God bless the guys that build ships and have a paint booth for them because, dang.
God bless the guys that build ships anyway. I got a video that will come on right after we get off of here. I got it scheduled to come on at 7. But I was in the video. I'm like, us car guys and armor guys and airplane guys, we can brag about all the stuff that we do. And there's guys like Fred and Irv and, everybody out there that's building great stuff. But when you want to look at something that's built and built, you take a look at a ship, right? You'll put your hat in hand after you go look at their stuff, man.
Yep.
Those guys are freaking amazing.
When I was learning how to judge shows, I was up in Oregon, and I was hanging out at a show, and one of the judges was like, "Oh, hey, Brian, you want to come over and help us judge this event, get some more experience?" I'm like, "Sure, okay, great." And I'm like, "What do you got for automotive?" He goes, "Oh, that's all full up already. How about you go work with this guy? I can't remember his name now, but he's like, you're going to work with ships." I'm like, "What? Come on." And sure enough, I worked with that guy out doing ships, and I learned a lot about ships. And the craziest thing is the 1/350th scale, which is like one of the more popular scales. It's one of the larger of the 2 popular scales. Guy had photo etched railings going all the way around the ship, right, the battleship, and he had photo etched figures on the ship, all painted up in sailor uniforms and stuff. And I think they came pre-painted, but yeah, that guy just, I couldn't freaking believe it. I was like,
yeah,
I was blown away. I was really impressed.
The guns, the the boards on the ship, right? They put the boards down there, and sometimes they paint the plastic to make them look like boards, and I'm really impressed with what the little chains they'll do them 3D printed or 3D printed and photo etched chains that go around the outside. Oh man,
right. Sorry for the glare. Yeah. The crazy thing was the other day I was sweeping up an aisle at the store, and there was a little packet, like about little dime bag style packet, and it had chain in it. Somebody had opened up a ship kit, and the chain had fallen out of the ship kit onto the floor. And now I'm like, we had a guy in here buying a ship model 4 or 5 hours ago. He's gone now. I have no idea what this chain came out of. But it was the smallest, tiniest, little tiny chain thing. So I have it saved behind the counter. If somebody ever comes back and like, hey, my kid doesn't have the chain in it, I'm like, oh, here you go. But I was like, God, if you're going to open up model kits, take them to the counters, please.
Night, Peppy. And I say night. He's going back to work to do another load. So, but thanks for dropping in, Peppy, and saying, hey, we appreciate it, brother.
Thanks for hanging out, Pat.
Charles brought up a good topic. Dioramas. Now, I've never done one, but BG, have you ever built a diorama?
I have. I've done two. One was great, and the other one wasn't. But I enjoy it. It's fun. It's fun.
I'm building this car for my brother, this Northeast Modified, and I want to make it, it's a Christmas present, so I want to make it more than just the kit itself. And I thought about like maybe putting it on some sort of a stand where it looks like it's on the racetrack, or possibly have a picture of him in the background, and kind of like a diorama thing, or maybe even in the garage where it's tore apart and the wheels are off it, and that sort of thing, where the jacks are out there and that. And the idea of him being on the racetrack with a picture behind him seemed more like a memorial, and he's not dead, so I didn't want to do that. But
he's gonna be like, what have you heard?
Something I know. He's 7 years older than me, so hopefully he'll beat me to the grave. But so I think what I'm going to do is come up with something that's not a diorama. I think it's going to be a vignette. I believe if I know my learned enough from the guys there at on Insanity, a diorama tells a story where a vignette enhances the story. Is that right?
I think the way I look at it is a vignette is a snapshot in time, where a snapshot, or like if you're looking at a 4-page comic strip, you're looking at just one panel with a vignette, whereas a diorama would be all 4 panels. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I think that's how they explained it. You described it much better than me. Hey, Leon, good to see you, my friend. Hadn't seen you in a bit. Good to see you,
Leon.
Rick Zink.
That's good.
RPM Games. Bingo. BG nails it. Ooh, you got Charles' approval.
Right on. Thank you, Charles. Now, Charles, I will take this a sentence farther, which my dad always warned me not to do. That IPMS rules dictate that a diorama has to have 2 or more persons in it. Otherwise, it's just considered a fancy base if it just has a vehicle.
Okay.
Argue that all you want, but that's in the IPMS rules.
Okay. Well, like I said, learning from those guys and trying to expand my hobby skills and at least my hobby knowledge. I thought, I put them all underneath the same category, but it turns out, but when you go and you look at a diorama, it really does. I mean, like you get these ones, I'll use one for example that we saw at, it was actually a friend of Charles that was at the Mooresville show. And basically it's this tank that's going underwater, and it's got little guys, on the outside on the land walking around. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm videoing it, and the guy that built it comes up and tells me, because he's got a whole base, right? The tank's under this water, which I assume is just clear resin and whatever. And he's telling me about it, but it's actually a visual of his grandfather's, or maybe great-grandfather's great-grandfather's war diary.
Oh, so wow.
His grandfather was telling the story in the war diary, and he built this diorama off of it. and he pointed out his grandfather in the diorama, and he had at the base of it where the tank was under the water, right? So this base was from the where it touched the table to the top of the tank was like 4 or 5 inches, and he had taken the war diary clip, the page, and put it into that diorama. Man, there's so much detail in there, and then information on top of that. It was really, really cool.
That's an awesome thing to do.
Yeah.
I've seen people do like photographs, turn that into a diorama, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But to take a written account and change that into an actual model, that is some really awesome imagination right there.
Yeah, Charles is saying it was his grandfather landing at Gold Beach during D-Day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Sam's Model Mayhem. What's up, Sam?
Hey, Sam.
Sam, are you going to Modelpalooza this weekend? I will be there Friday night to set up, and then all day there Saturday, and possibly on Sunday. Sunday's award day, and I usually don't win too many of those, so I might back up Saturday. But
Mike never gets stuck in traffic on the way home from a model show.
Right. Right.
Well, neither do I, man. Neither do I.
Hey, listen, I was when I went to Pam's and won that gold with the Charger. You ever see a fat guy doing backflips? That was me, man. I was so excited about that.
I have, but it was a channel I don't want to talk about on YouTube.
So, right. Okay, Chris. Sam says he's not coming to Modelpalooza, but he's coming to Acme. That's a good one to save your money for, Sam. That's well worth it, man.
Yeah. Well, we were hanging out with Sam.
Yeah.
He was on your live stream with us.
Yep, he was there last year. He hung out with Matthew a lot. Him and Matthew made good friends. Chuck, what's up, buddy? Hadn't seen you in a bit. Good to see you. Chuck from Styrene Bender's Garage.
Right on. Hello, Chuck. Welcome to the B team.
Right. Welcome to the B team. This is the only time that my supercharged mouth actually comes in handy.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here with biting my tongue trying to do this bare metal foil job, so I can't be too chatty.
I get it.
I'll come back and look at this tomorrow and be like, what the hell was I thinking when I did this?
I'll never put bare metal foil down when Mike's talking again.
License plates say, shut the heck up, Mike.
Take a breath.
Right. Oh yeah, the outtakes for the podcast. I could not get the little beep sound in between the sections. I'll get that in next time.
I'm sure you will, man. I'm excited about where that's going to go. With you doing the editing and the outtakes, I mean, even on that first show, and we all know how it is. Like, if most of the people that are here in the chat have a YouTube channel, if you go back to your very first video, God bless you. Don't go back to my very first video. The growth that you get as you get more comfortable with it and learn it more, how it grows and how much better it gets is outstanding. But that one, that first release that we did, dude, you nailed it with the editing, BG. You did a great job. And I know I speak for her, Jason and the rest of the team, Justin and everybody, when we say thanks, man. You did an awesome job on that. And if you guys haven't checked out that podcast yet, please do, man. It's a lot of fun. For you guys that know us, it might be a little tedious at first because it's, we're kind of introducing ourselves, but we want to take it from ground zero and then go up. But check it out, man. Give us a rating. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was Rob is a very good teacher. Not a patient teacher, but a very good teacher.
Jason called him the disappointed dad.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yep. Do you have a learning disability? Yes, I do. He's like, anyway.
That's it. We're going to get past that, and we're going to.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to bring up because I know it's going to hit a lot of the podcast, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it on our podcast. But our good friend Tim and Jason and Jody, I believe, all were at a show last weekend where the judge picked up his model and was shining a light, looking at it on the bottom side. BG, first as a judge and somebody who's been not just a judge, but correct me if I'm wrong, you've been head judge at shows, have you not?
Yep.
What is your opinion on touching the models?
I know that there are situations where touching a model can be warranted, such as having to move it because it's in the wrong category and you can't find the person to move it for you. I also know that in situations that sometimes space is at a premium, so you have to shuttle some stuff around in order to get the best. Yes, Kevin, judging heads. Get the best use of space for the area they're in, because folks will put things down and they want space around their model. They're going to have like an 8 by 11 sheet of paper space wise, and sometimes you have to condense things. When I have to move a model, if it's sitting on a piece of paper, like let's say this guy is sitting on this piece of cardstock here, right? Yeah, I know, white on white. That's awesome. It's perfect for this. And I have to move the model. I'll just move it while it's on the paper, right? I can move this in a couple different directions without having to worry about it at all. Sometimes if we're looking at a model, we need to know the registration number or whatever. Well, we just get alongside there and just move the car out of the way. That's it. That's all I need to do.
Yeah, now that I can see. To be able to judge it, you got to have the number, and now that I can see where you're pushing around or whatever.
Now, whether or not you're
real quick, BG, I want to. I've got it up here. Jeff Wallace, they're transferring him to another hospital. They said he's had a heart attack in the last few days. Jeff, our prayers are with you, my brother. Hope everything works out.
Yeah,
stay strong, and know that we're all here as a community. If we can help in any kind of way, please feel free to reach out.
Right. Sorry to hear about that, Jeff.
Sorry about cutting you off there, BG. I just wanted to get that out.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I didn't know Jeff had been in the hospital.
Yeah.
So where was I? Oh, right. So those are the types of things you need to do when you're judging models, is just moving the model around on the table or maybe moving it to another category. The model doesn't have to be. My thing is this: the underside of a model can be impressive depending on who built it and what they have going on and what they wanted to show off. But if you want your model to be seen underneath, put it on a mirrored base. Sometimes those angled mirrors are even better, so people can get a better look at it. And but as a judge, what's going on underneath the model really shouldn't be part of the judging process, unless you're at a quandary of you got two guys runner up first place and you're trying to figure out who's going to end up being second. And in that situation, you might need to take a look at the bottom, but I really feel like you can get most of what you need to know by looking at the top, front, back, sides, whatever. IPMS doesn't like people using augmented vision, like super peepers, like these things. They don't like you using that kind of stuff. Regular old trifocal glasses are great, are fine. And they don't really like people using flashlights either, if I remember correctly. I have to double check me on that one. But they just a couple of years ago had a big problem with a guy that was lifting up a tank model to look at the bottom of the tank. Why do you need to look at the bottom of a tank? So
I thought for sure that would squash any of that stuff, but
right. So
a year and a half later, and they're doing it.
My good buddy Kurt from KH Model Works was dubbing it the Sky Tank situation, Sky Tank Gate or something like that. Now I know that IPMS has kind of changed things where like you could actually put on your little table card saying do not touch, or maybe page me or something like that. If you don't want somebody picking up your model, buy the model, attach it to a base so that they can carry the base and not have to worry about that thing falling off there. And the base doesn't have to be more than a nice piece of painted wood. Doesn't matter. Right?
I've seen or heard about, I should say, paper plates. Good, not the cheap paper plate, but a good styrofoam paper plate where you pick up the plate and you're moving the whole model.
See, Rattlecan's saying that as a judge and arbiter at our shows, we tell the judges to avoid touching the models. So for our club, I made the rule saying that nobody touches the model but me as head judge. I'm ultimately responsible for everything that goes on the table. One year, I ended up knocking the tail fin off of somebody's car, and I ended up calling that guy the next day because I couldn't get a hold of him during the show, and he left before I got a chance to talk to him. I ended up calling him at home and apologizing, and we actually struck up a friendship over that.
That's awesome.
And I told the higher-ups at the IPMS club that I had done that and what I had done to rectify it, and they're like, "That's exactly what we want to hear from our head judges." So that made me feel proud about being a good person, you know.
Right.
Now, picking up a model car so you can take a look underneath of it out of pure curiosity because you're a judge and can do something like that, I think you need to be pulled aside and talked to. That's the politest way I'm going to say it.
Agreed.
And that person should have been reported to the head judge of the category. And if he's not, and if he is the head judge, then he needs to be reported to the persons that are running the show, because directly that reflects back on the runners of the club.
Amen. I know that the pictures that we've seen and that have been shared around the interwebs, and Tooch and Justin made light of it today in one of their Facebook clips. But my point is, okay, so as a builder, if I set mine down on the table, no base, no nothing, just set it down there on the table, and somebody sets one in the same category right next to me, and visually as you're looking at them, but he puts his on a stand that shows the bottom, right? You on the mirror stands that they're out there and whatever. So my model look, from looking at it from the top, is the same as his, but he beats me because he put his on a better stand and showed his bottom. Then I showed his bottom. Showed his undercarriage. Showed his undercarriage.
Family show, Mike.
I know, right? It showed his undercarriage and his drive shaft and the detail that he done underneath. I will take the fact that I didn't win over that guy because he displayed more of his model as opposed to somebody picking up my model. Rob Riv asked me, Mike, what would happen if you were at a show and somebody picked up your model? And my direct response, being the redneck that I am, is I would wait for him to put it down and then watch him bleed. But I know that's not the right thing to do. I'm just saying that, I would be that kind of upset. But hundreds of times, hundreds of hours and time and money invested. You don't touch it, right? If you can't judge it the way it is, then you don't touch it.
Yeah.
Plastic Lunatic Creations. That's a new name. Welcome. Thank you, Kevin. I got the dart was looking really good, and I appreciate that. I was up against some really tough competition. Irv was there, Mark Batson was there at this last show, and I'm going to show it again at the dart again at Acme, and I'm sure I'll get my butt whooped, but it's nice to be able to at least be in the ring with those guys. Arv, have a good night, buddy. You be good, be safe, and we'll talk to you later.
See you later, Irv. I still feel bad about blowing you off. So that's my 2 cents, because there's going to be a situation where somebody might need to move something, but I say have a designated person to do that.
Okay.
And somebody
that's okay. But you're not.
That's just moving it. That's just moving it. If you're judging it, it doesn't need to be touched.
Yeah.
Now, saying that, there is a local club here who prides themselves on the fact that they can touch your model and they actually have something for you to sign saying that you can't hold them responsible if anything happens to your model. And that's actually causing people to not want to come to their shows anymore.
I think that's the bees all that ends all. If I know and I have a choice going into the show, all right, we're going to touch your models. That's just it. We're going to touch your models to judge them. You know that going in. At least then you can make a decision based on whether or not you want to be a part of that. You want that to happen. And if you don't, you have the option to dip out. Let me see. I have a question. Mike and BG, have you ever been to a contest where during awards they announced a winner for a car they never built? What happened yesterday at Mid-America Nationals multiple times?
Whoa, really?
Wow.
Dang.
Wow, I don't know. The immediate answer is no. I've never been to a show where they announced a winner for
Not to
something
my
they
knowledge.
never built.
Oh, they buying other people's models?
Go ahead, BG.
Are they buying other people's models and passing them off as theirs? That's insane.
I have heard horror stories where guys have paid people to build or at least paint. The horror story I heard was Don. Remember Don Yost?
Yeah.
I heard stories where he had painted somebody's model and then they sent it to him. He paid for whoever the builder paid for Don to paint it, and they put it at a show and was winning. I heard that story, and that's, you didn't build it. You built it, but you didn't paint it. So, there's kind of a gray area there. There's definitely room for argument, but to straight up have something built by somebody else and you showing it and winning trophies with it, that's to me, that's terrible.
Straight up, right off the bat, I'm like, you are no longer eligible for best paint job. Because Don Yost should win the award for best paint job.
Right, he did the work. Right.
And if I got something painted by Don Yost, I would probably put it in display only. This is me. Right. I put it in display only with a little note saying "body painted by Don Yost." Give the man his dues.
Right. That would be me if I had something by Don Yost. I'd be lucky to leave this house. Right.
Yeah.
Look at that green. That's a beautiful green.
Thank you. I'm now calling this 917 Kermit. 917 and again, this is awesome. I showed a white car body on a white piece of paper earlier. Now we got a green car body on a green base.
What's the difference? It's a contrasting green.
Oh, I'll give you 3 guesses what color my garage floor is right now. I haven't swept it yet.
Green.
Yeah. Now I got a great shine. This is the third pass of color from Tamiya, and I got a great shine on this dude. I think we might just go straight to decals after this.
Yep. So when you do your decals, do you put another coat of clear on top of that or no?
I probably won't with this guy.
Okay.
I typically don't unless it's going to be something super special, and I want to. Because I did a Swindler 2 from my uncle, and I sealed that with 2K clear just to protect it because I didn't know what kind of life I was going to have at his house. Terry Wilson. That's what happened to Terry Wilson yesterday. He was announced for a first place win, and it was a mix-up with the entry form. Oh! I see what you mean.
I have seen that. I have seen it where it's a clerical issue. I have seen that.
Yeah. That actually happened at a show that I was having. We had turned in all of our paperwork, and the guy doing the announcing got mixed up on who won what. And then when they handed out the award to the wrong person, they were like, "Oh well," and we're like, "Wait, what do you mean? Oh well?" So we got all the awards sorted out after the show, and everybody got the right awards, and hands were shaken, and that kind of a thing. And it was all good, but it was like, man, for a little bit there, it was like, are we going to have to hold these guys back from each other?
Right, they're about to knock each other out. I want to say hey to Dorkasaurus. I believe that's the first time that I've seen Dorkasaurus in the chat. So welcome,
Dorkasaurus.
What a name, right? Dorkasaurus.
Yeah. Well, hello, welcome.
And Red Scale Model Scrapyard says Kermit Green needs a Miss Piggy pink stripe.
Thanks, Red. And no. I'm going to just veto that. Nah, this is looking really good. I want to do.
It does look really good. Show the backside again, BG. Show the backside of that one, so you can see that shiny, and then flip it over. So you can see that, that doesn't have the shiny on it. So you can really get a feel for what it looks like when they lay it down, and then the clear coat difference. Man,
Yep.
that clear coat just really makes it pop.
Yep, she's looking good. I got a little booger in the paint right there. I gotta see if I can buff out. But other than that, I'll see if there's a decal that goes over that. I can't remember.
Try not to sneeze on your model cars, man.
Right. Gosh, yeah. But I got the chassis mostly done.
Look at that.
I have to get the wheels on here better. The only thing I don't like about these types of models with these little transparent caps that you put on the axles.
Yep.
Is you cannot put enough force to get the wheels on there without crushing this delicate suspension.
Yep.
So we go in there with a proper size drill out the polycap center so it fits on there a little better, and then just move on with life.
I ran into that. You may or may not remember, what was it, last year, maybe the year before, when I did the black Porsche. It was actually the yellow one, and I painted it black and put the Country Time Lemonade decals on it. That was the first time I had run into those polycaps, and I had to do the same thing. It was just I couldn't get it together without it, possibly breaking stuff. So I did the same. What you were saying, I just drilled it out.
This happened to Rick. Kevin. Kevin said that.
But he showed the bill with his real car. That's one thing. If you go to a show, and I've been to a 1-to-1 show where they'll have somebody that, whether it be a diecast or diecast that's close, or somebody's built them a model and they put it like on the air cleaner or something like that, or on the dash. That's different. But when you're going to a model car show and you're showing it as if it was your own, that you did the work, then I think that's a different. It definitely needs to be looked into, for lack of better terms.
Yeah, and that's just winning for winning's sake. I think it reflects badly on your parents.
It does, but you get the argument too now, and just being devil's advocate here. I mean, obviously, I feel like you should, if you're going to a model show, you should be the builder, you should be the painter, good, bad, or indifferent. But if you look at the 1-to-1 shows, you get a Chip Foose car that shows up to a 1-to-1 show. Does he get judged any different? I mean, that's, like I said, being devil's advocate.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But it's a 1-to-1 car show, and that is not the same as a model car show. So yeah, again, I really think that with the model car show, you need to be, I mean, we are getting into a gray area where people are 3D printing stuff so you can put them onto model cars a lot easier. So you don't have to do any kit bashing or scratch building or anything like that. And then we have guys that are going out getting parts machined by people that are, professional machinists and stuff for engine accessories and all that jazz. So I'm like, where does that come in too,
Matt, we talked about you earlier. I saw you when you popped in a little while ago. Wanted to give you a heads up and say thanks for showing up. But he brings up a good point. Do you feel that the 3D made vehicle and not a store-bought kit, should there be a different category? I'm going to give you my opinion. There's very few, if any, 3D files out there that aren't open to everyone, whether it be through your your MCV products with Matthew, or your Joel's, your Josh's from, Josh from VCG Resins and Joel from Iceman. If it's available to everybody, yes, I think you should be able to use it. And if somebody chose not to use their parts and you beat them because you did, kudos to you. If it's something that's one-off and you did it, well, that also gets to the creativity part of our hobby, right? I mean, it also leads to the artist, if you will, the artistic part of our hobby, where you're the artist. You created the file and you came up with something. I mean, there's arguments to be, I guess what I'm saying is there's arguments to be made in both ways. But I'm here to tell you, personally, and I've gotten 3D kits from a lot of different builders and a lot of different designers. That they right now, the way things are, they are absolutely slacking in the chassis department in 3D prints. They're printing too much, in my opinion. They're printing too much stuff together.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's my opinion, but I mean, they're great prints, but they're printing suspensions on the car. They're printing, the motors still tend to be, unless you get a motor by itself. Now you get a 3D printed motor, it's full of detail. But for some reason, when you get a complete kit, again, in my experience, when you get a complete kit, the motor seems blocky to me.
Maybe, yeah.
That again, that's just me, but
I
love our 3D printers, Matthew, Josh. I'm actually making friends and contacts with a new guy up in Canada, which is Model Makers. Shoot, I forgot. Model Maker Workshop. I know, right? He just dropped my sponsorship. Model Makers Workshop. Great guy with a lot of cool stuff. But I do think that you can use 3D parts to enhance your injected kit, and you can use other stuff to enhance, or other 3D parts to enhance your 3D printed kit.
So Dave says he entered my first model build into a show today. No awards, but did receive poker chips from a few YouTubers, and the kind words from other builders put me over the moon. See, that's what going to a show should be all about. That's what it is for me.
Amen. I would, we've had this conversation before, but I would much rather get a pat on the back from a BG. Old Tom is one of my mentors, and for him to pat me on the back and see the difference from where I was to where I am, I would take that every time over a best of show.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean I don't want a best of show. It just means that for those guys that I respect and admire to notice what I'm doing, to me, that's means a lot more.
I agree. It's the compliments from your peers.
Yeah, that's it.
That bring a lot of weight. Speaking of a lot of weight, I'm probably going to have to use a lot of weight to get this stupid thing to go together.
Be careful. It's coming together, man.
I think I have a piece of frame underneath because it's rocking back and forth. I think I have a piece of frame that's sticking up too high. Oh, yep, this guy. Push down on that. And now it's perfect.
Well, thank you, Kevin. I'm trying to learn from guys that are taking time, guys like BG and Old Tom and Fred and all these guys that take time out of their day to help me get better. I'm trying to make them proud. But yeah, thank you for that, Kev. Appreciate it. BG's working on that. Well,
oh yeah, I'm working on the worst box art ever kit. They have the ugliest dog show. I think this one should be the runner, in contention for the ugliest box art. It looks great on camera. In person, it's just like, is it a spaceship? But as a matter of fact, the box art's so bad. There's these little tiny winglets in the back here that I actually painted the wrong color because I couldn't tell what color it was supposed to be. But yeah, this is the Fujimi, driven by Tetsu Ikuzawa.
I'm right there with
Brad. He only drove it for half a season.
The absolute hubris of going to a show with the expectation of winning blows my mind. Agreed, 100%. If you're going to a show to win, then you're going for the wrong reasons. Let me tell you what, in my personal opinion, what the best part about going to a show is, and I'm going to use Mr. BG as an example. I went to Acme last year, and now me and Mr. BG had talked online and hung out in private chats and whatever. But when we got to sit down by the little fire they had there and hang out and really get to know each other, to me, that was the highlight of my time there. To the point where I annoyed him to death and hung out with him and was his shadow for 3 days. But no, for me, going to the shows and meeting people, hanging out, having fun, to me, that's going to the hobby, right?
Going to lunch, and then we went to lunch and went to a couple of museums, and yeah, it was a great time.
He did get annoyed with me when I was knocking on his motel door at 3:00 in the morning, talking about I want to hang out with you some more. And he's like, no, I'm trying to sleep. And, and there was all that, but that was weird. But
yeah, it was a little weird. Yeah. But no more weird than when you talking about us hanging out together, looking deeply into each other's eyes and whatever.
Right. There's no way we're looking deeply into each other's eyes. There's 6 foot of difference between your eyeballs and mine. Now,
Right.
a funny story, we come back in from hanging outside and come back into the lobby of the motel room. And I looked at BG and I said, if you're the goalpost, right? Because BG calls himself a goalpost because he's a big, tall guy and he's kind of thin. And I'm like, what am I? And he looks down at me and he smiles with that ever-loving dad-like smile and says, you're the football, son. I'm like, so I'm short and round. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, I told Linda about that, right? She goes, oh, is it because you just want to kick him? And I'm like, no. No, not so much.
By that time, I'm sure she did want to kick me because it seemed like every time we turned around, I was right there with you.
She thinks you're cool because she's like, finally, somebody for Mr. BG to hang out with and get, so I don't have to follow him around. Listen to all of the stories about Corvairs.
Right. Kevin Smith said 10 questions was a fun watch. But okay, thanks for checking that out, Kev. That was a good time, man. We if you were on, I don't think you were on earlier. If you were, I didn't see you. We had Kelly Coons in there, and Kelly was helping us. And actually, if I'm telling the truth, Kelly was the one that put the group together. Great guys. Had Irv from Arter in there, Ken from Ken's Doghouse. It was a great time, man. I had a lot of fun.
I think if you're going to do something like that at a show, you need to have a right-hand man that's going to be your producer so they can go around and collect everybody while you're setting up and getting your questions ready and all that stuff.
Kelly, well, I mean, here it is Wednesday before the show, and Kelly hits me up. Hey, you want to do a 10 questions? I'm like, yeah, that'd be awesome. But, I need to check with Fred to make sure that I'm not stepping on his toes because that's his world, right? Fred does the 10 questions. So I hit Fred up and I'm like, hey, Kelly asked me, Kelly, in all honesty, Kelly's idea, but do I have your permission? And Fred was like, heck yeah, run with it, man. Have fun. And, but Kelly did, he did all the legwork and put everybody together. And we all sat down there and just had a great time, man. And fortunately for me and the rest of the group, that Fred was proud of what we did, so we didn't let him down, which was cool. K-Dog said it was a blast. Yeah, it was a good time, man. We had a lot of fun.
And that's what it's all about, man.
I was driving, so I couldn't say this when you mentioned the show from last week. The president of that club was there to see what they do. Oh, okay. So Brian is letting us know the guy that was the president of the club for last week, which I'm assuming is the guy that's president of the club of the judges that picked up the car, went to Classic Plastic this week to see how those judges behave. And he didn't stay for the judging, but apparently he has gotten some information. So hats off to that guy, right? He's at least trying to learn, right? He's trying to get some information. So hats off to him for that.
Yeah, that's good because that means that there was a desire for growth there.
I'm of the mindset, it's not hard for any of us. The chat, I'm sure, can agree with me. It's not hard for any of us to put 100, 150 hours into a build. No, it's not, set the bench to spend 150 hours and then get up and leave, but an hour here, 2 hours there, research, and whatever it is you do to build your kits. Some guys don't go that far. Some guys do, but, to touch that stuff, woo. And of course, I come from the Harley world too. You're not going to ride my motorcycle. You're not going to touch my motorcycle, right?
Right.
That's the same idea.
And if you're judging the, Pebble Beach, Concourse, D'Elegance, Pinnacle, they don't touch those cars.
They don't touch those cars.
If they touch, they got cotton gloves on. Rattlecan nailed it right there with that's the best part of the shows. The interaction that comes about as a result of displaying your work is the best part. Exactly.
Amen. Ken.
And,
I couldn't agree with you more.
And because we're talking about Rattlecan, I'll tell you about the first time I bumped into him at a show.
Nice.
I'm talking to a couple of friends, and here's this guy who's just really being interested in what I got on the table. He's just really got a critical eye looking over stuff. And then I hear the comment of, and I'm like, uh-oh. So I go over and say, hey, I'm Brian. He goes, oh, I know who you are. and then I recognize the voice. I'm like, oh my God, you're Rattlecan Shenanigans. He goes, yeah. And I'm like, do you have anything at the show? He goes, yeah, I got these over here. So we go over and take a look at what he has. I'm like, why are you looking at my stuff, man? Jeez. Now, Ted's an excellent builder and a pretty good friend because he actually set me up with some decals for my 57 Chevy build I was needing.
Nice.
Thank you, Ted. Oh, and a nice little leather with several nice words in them.
Nice.
And I did, he just gave me a list of words. I did go through the list of words to make sure that the first letters of everything doesn't actually spell out loser or anything like that.
Yes, Kevin, we do have 2 channels running. We simulcast onto mine, Scale Model Outlaw, and we simulcast to Jason's. Jason's not here tonight, but we simulcast to his as well. Jason at Blue Ox Model Shop.
Yeah. Their show should be over with by now, right?
Yeah. Chris, or excuse me, yeah, we're just saying that he's on his way home. So I'm sure they're on their way back, headed back home.
Oh, that's interesting, Curb. They overlooked your model, huh?
That happened to me at JaxCon last year, and you know who told me that was old Tom. He's like, Mike, your car didn't get judged. And what had happened is they ran out of time and they got into a hurry, and my car was at the end of the line, right, or basically at the last table, and they and Tom was like, your car didn't get judged, Mike. I never saw him down there, and Tom's one that pays attention to that stuff. And Tom, Tom has taken me under his wing and helped me. I can't tell you how much that man has helped me. That guy he's a mentor for me and a great guy. I've been to his home and he's showed me the products I need to use and the procedures. So he's really taken an interest in my I don't want to say career, but my what I'm doing and
evolution. Your evolution.
My evolution. There you go. There's a great word. And so he was like, Mike, they didn't judge yours because he was paying attention, right? He wanted yeah, poor Tom, right? Poor Tom, poor guy. He didn't want to be, but he is. But I, at first I was like, I'm listen, I'm not a killer builder, right? I'm not one of those guys that gets gold and silver every time. I'm added money, but I enjoy being there. And I was taking Tom at his word, but at the same time, when I went to the next show, and the next show I went to was PamsCon, and I won gold with that same model. It was like he was right, he was absolutely 100% right. He saw it, and to me, that's really what mattered the most was that Tom saw it, and if the judges didn't see it, so be it. But the guy that's helped me get to where I'm at saw it, and to me, that meant a lot.
Yeah, and that's too bad that judging happened like that too.
Yeah, but it's it happens. If you're going to these shows with the sole purpose of getting judged, then you're probably going for the wrong reason, in my opinion.
True, but at the same time, I'm looking at it from the judge's aspect of why were you dallying so long, So that's just my thing.
Listen, this was the same.
I'm doing 2 things. I'm keeping an eye on making sure that nobody's touching the models, and I'm keeping an eye on my watch. So
this is the same show, unfortunately, where our friend Paul. I don't know if you know Paul, but Paul's a really good guy. He lives here in Florida and goes to a lot of the Florida shows. And they had a young girl up there that was with, I assume, her dad. And they made notes on his card that said a 10-year-old girl found
Oh,
3
that's
things
right.
wrong with your model.
Yeah,
to me,
that
was totally uncalled for.
That definitely could have been worded a little better.
Yeah.
You might want to run that through Chat GPT next time.
Right. But yeah, like Fred was there for that one. I got a good friend, Luis Perez, that's a member of that club. That we instantly went to him and told him about it, and I'm sure he talked to his president, and I'm sure they feel bad about it. But, and I don't know that they necessarily meant it the way it sounded,
Mm-hmm.
but how it sounded was bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it sort of has a condescending note to it, tone to it, which we don't need.
Yeah,
Lord knows we got enough stuff in the modeling community. We don't need anything like that, especially from 10-year-old girls.
Right. Well, I mean, I know from myself, and I feel like a lot of people feel the same way. Is this is where we go to get away from all that crap, right? Because we deal with crap in our life, we come here to, if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all, right? If I'm building junk, I don't need you to tell me I'm building junk. I'm just here to have fun. Rick was there for that. Yeah, I remember that, Rick. You were there for that. Fred was there. Tom was there. That's a show, BG, that you might, we'll have to set it up or whatever to see if we can get you over here. But when you're talking about going to Amelia Island, JaxCon is right there. That I love that show. That's an amazing show. It's not so big.
When is JaxCon?
Do what?
When is JaxCon?
February 6th and 7th this year.
Oh man, okay.
But it's big enough to where you get to see a variety of stuff, and there's good a lot of good vendors and all that stuff there. But at the same time, it's not like Acme where it's so busy that you can get lost in the crowd, or you could get, it's a really, really good time. I love that show. That is, next to Acme, which Acme is and always will be my favorite show, but that one's a really, really good show.
Acme is it's an interesting beast because I don't get out to that side of the country as much as I would like to. So not only am I hunting down people I want to know, let me take that back. Hunting down people I know and want to hang out with, but I also need to balance that with people that want to know me and get to know me for the first time. So at the end of the day, I might not get to talk to everybody I want to get to talk to, and I might end up getting blamed for blowing people off by accident. So I don't ever want that to happen again. But I really wish Acme could be like 2 days, man.
Fred, I know Fred has talked to his people about that. I think Acme to be a Saturday and Sunday show would be amazing.
Yeah.
Chuck, my building, I get this question a lot. It's so hot in the summertime here in Florida. Obviously, it's Florida, right? So I haven't done much with the building, but now that the temperatures are starting to cool off, this fall winter, I plan on running the wires. I gotta run the wires inside the building, and all my plug connections and all that for lights and plugins and all that, which I plan on doing when it cools off. It's starting to cool off, so I've got all the pieces. I just got to wait for it to be not 1,000 degrees inside of that building when you go in there. And as soon as I can get that run, then the power company will come out, give their stamp of approval on the wiring, set me a pole, and then I can put power to it, and then get me at least a window unit or some sort of air conditioning in there. So maybe next summer. Next fall is when I plan to be out there permanently. Somebody checked out. I want to make sure I say goodbye to them.
Go Squadron Models, hey.
Chuck Norris, Matt, thank you for stopping by, buddy. Appreciate you, and I hope you got to see the 10 questions. And thanks for being a part of that. We appreciate you, brother. Is Jamie in here? Jamie G was in here.
Yeah, he was
a while ago. I don't know if he's still in here or not. Jamie G's got a crazy work schedule. Boston Buzz, long time no see. What's up, BB? Sam's Model Man, Kevin. I'm only about an hour and a half from the cities. All kinds of shows in that area.
Right on. You're a lucky man.
Yeah, right. That's what I do like about being in the Southeast. I can almost, especially in the late summer, early fall, and into the winter, I could go to a show almost every weekend. But when it's stupid hot outside, nobody's doing nothing. same way as when it's really cold up north. They're like, they ain't doing nothing.
Right. So we got our Model Zona show coming up the first Saturday of November. And I don't know how that's going to go because the Pomona show for automotive stuff is the next day on Sunday. So I'm thinking that we're not going to see a lot of guys from Tucson or California. They're going to be heading out or just staying in California for the show. So we're probably not going to have a very big automotive turnout. Not to mention the fact that there's a lot of guys in the area here that we're going to enter and are going to be heading off to Southern California to make a weekend out of it. So I'm like, yep, cool. Just need the one judge, me, because there's only 15 cars, I'm
gonna throw it back and pay homage to my good friend Jason. What's a Pomona?
Right. Well, it's actually a Greek god, or a Roman god. Yeah, it's a Roman god, or pie. How about that? It's a god for pie.
He hangs out with Nike.
Yeah. Let's see here. I forgot to attach my dashboard.
Yeah, BG, I think what Ken is saying here, we kind of dissed on the judges a little bit, but I think what he's saying here makes a lot of sense too from a judge's perspective. To attempt to provide some perspective, know that the judging a show is difficult, and overseeing the judging of a show is especially more difficult. The human element always makes a Herculean effect. I agree with that 100%, Ken.
Yep.
We can lean on both sides of that, and pick on the judges, but at the same time, they got a tough job. They really do, and they volunteer to do this. So, bless their hearts. Without judges, we can't have contests. So
true. I still want to get a shirt that says, "Oh, I'm judging you." Yeah. Let's see. Brian says, "BG, we are all our own worst critics. We know our f-ups are, but unless we point them out to people, they won't necessarily see them until we point them out." True. Very true. Very, very, very true. And that's basically what my YouTube channel is based on is look what I just messed up. So. No, Ted's got it right there.
Yeah.
It's all about doing better. I mean, it would be one thing to go to a show and see a lot of mistakes happen in judging of one nature or another, and then go back subsequent years and just keep seeing those mistakes happening over and over again. That's just a bad sign. I feel like if you go to a show and you see different mistakes happening, then it's like progress is being made on one front. Now it just needs to be made in this front over here as well. So that's and nobody is ever going to get it right 100% of the time.
There's always the human element for sure. Now I am going to bring this up, and I know we're getting close to the end of our show. We go for 2 hours and we're getting up there, but real quick, I was in I don't want to give it away, but I was in a chat where people were talking about the cost of going into these shows. So we'll just use round numbers. $20 gets you 5 models, and on average, it's $1 a model after that, right? Well, this particular show was charging $5 more after your initial, payment, $5 more per model in an effort to keep the model count down.
Well, that's kind of silly.
Isn't that counterintuitive? I mean, is that not? I mean,
Yeah.
I would rather have 500 middle of the road models, and maybe out of that 500, 30 of them are, winners, as opposed to having 30 that are all winners and nobody else comes.
Well, just because you have a better budget for getting into the door at model shows doesn't necessarily mean that your models are going to be the best ones there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Right. Okay. Well, they were, and then when the judges, or at least a judge, this person had an opinion, and you got to have feedback. So I bless him for his opinion, but he was like, well, judges are busy. They don't have time to judge, all this stuff. So we're making it to where the judges don't have to do that much work, which really sounded like to me, especially in the content that they put it. And I'm not going to reverb it. And I know, Charles, you're listening, and Charles was in on this conversation as well, or at least in on this chat. It sounded to me like we want to be, we want to have the power of being a judge, and we want to walk around with our chest puffed out because we're judges, but we don't want to do judge shit. Like, if you're going to be a judge, you got to do judge shit. That's the way it works. And yes, it does take away from your ability. And BG, I know you can speak to this. It does take away from your ability to be in the show and socialize and whatever. You have a job as a judge.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do what you have to do. And I just didn't understand why they were charging more for it. It didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to Charles and a mutual friend of ours. Logan didn't make sense to him either. You want to get as many models on the table as you can. You want to get as many people there as you can.
Yeah, that I don't know, that something about that just doesn't set well with me.
Yeah. And Red, I get what you're saying, Red. And BG, I'm sorry I cut you off, but
yeah, you're fine.
Red, I get what you're saying. You have limited space. You need to keep the entries down. No, you don't. I disagree with that. If you have limited space, you want to get them all in there. That way, there next year, more people sign up early, and that gives you the opportunity to maybe find a bigger venue. Now, I know it can be a pain in the butt. I know it can be hard to make that happen. But if you get people to come to your show, listen, what a great problem to have is to have too many people at your show.
Right? Thank you.
I'm sorry, BJ. I cut you off earlier. Please pick up where I cut you.
I don't remember what I was talking about. I have glue open. I don't remember what I'm talking about. Yeah. We're done.
Well, you're doing an amazing job. Are those fans that I see on that Porsche border on the top up there? Is that a fan, cooling fan?
Right here? This is actually the spare tire that this car is supposed to have.
I thought it was.
These are brake cooling ducts. I think they're brake cooling. Maybe they're transmission cooling. I don't know what the hell they are. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about Porsche 917Ks, but what I do know about them is they don't go together well.
Well, you're doing one hell of a job.
Well, thanks, bud. I think we're supposed to have this done by the end of September, and that's already come and gone.
Yeah, I'm going to say I didn't get involved in the Porsche build this year because I knew I wasn't going to make it. Listen, I'm not even completely done. I'm mostly done, but not even completely done with last year's USAC build. I got to clear coat the door and put the decals on the door. But I did find out when I took my car, that Dart, up to the show in Mooresville. Now, when I built the parachute brackets, I built them off the car, right? I built them with the bumper off, and I ran the rods through the bumper. And I didn't realize how long it was until I put the bumper on the car. The parachute sits behind the car by about 2.5 inches, not scale, real 2.5 inches. So everybody that offered, because I would ask, what do you think? And they were like, probably need to shorten that up a little bit. So I'm going to work on that.
Yeah, tuck it in a little bit more. Well, thank you very much, Charles.
Yeah, that is Charles. Charles is a good guy. He's the guy I was telling you about that I hung out with. But for him to compare you to a Rob Adams, that is definitely a compliment.
Well, thank you. I'm glad I know who Rob Adams is, because otherwise I'd be like, da-da-da-da.
Right.
That Rob Adams? No, sorry, wrong.
The Adams family. Well, BG, we have successfully held down the fort for 2 hours. We have gotten as many as 60 people in here tonight. So I want to thank the chat for that. The chat's been rolling. We've been doing great. And I think the boys will be proud of us.
Yeah.
But it's getting to be that time. Now,
it's always nice to know that not everything goes like the Alamo.
You don't have to die at the end.
Yeah, right.
You don't have to be Danny Boone.
I'll be the Davy Crockett. You'll be the Daniel Boone of the crew.
Well, Outlaw Models, nice. Thanks, buds. BG, do you want to go ahead and start the sign off for us and let us know where we can find you, what you got going on, where you're going to be, that sort of stuff?
Well, let's see. This is BG from BG Model Workshop. You can catch my videos on my channel for YouTube under BG Model Workshop. We're actually, I think everybody probably knows this by now, but we work for Andy at Andy's Hobby Headquarters. And every once in a while, I'm able to steal some time out of my day to make videos about new model car kits we got in and how the store is stocked for model cars and stuff like that. You can also check in on our Porsche build that we're going to be hopefully doing a final on here pretty soon. And you can also check us out on Facebook. We have a Facebook page that's being run by the ever awesome Dirt Road Cinderella, and that is BG Scale Model Workshop. We are welcome to all genres of building, sci-fi, military, automotive, you name, even wooden construction model kits. Very, very welcome to go there. Please post up your content there. We appreciate that very much. And every week, Tiffany gets to pick out somebody to put up as a banner photo. So remember, post those pictures of completed builds. We like seeing those. And also check out Mike and I on the Model Car Mania podcast. So you can find it on, let's see here. Let me bring up my list once more. All of these fine places: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, Podcast Index, Podchaser, Pocket Cast, Deezer, Listen Notes, and Player FM. I just realized that these are not in alphabetical order. I got to fix that. But yeah, check out our new podcast, guys. We appreciate that very much. Give us a 5-star rating and leave us a comment or note. Let us know how we're doing. There's also a Facebook page for that podcast. You can find on Facebook, of course. Right now, we do not have an email for that podcast. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can post them on the Facebook group, and one of the 5 of us will be able to answer you there, and maybe even read the comment on the podcast. So there you go.
Agreed.
That's it for me. That's it for me.
We got asked about an email, and privately we had talked about that, but I think the Facebook thing for the new podcast is the way to go. Then not only are you asking us a question, but you're asking the rest of the people that are on that Facebook page the same question, so you get some input that way. But please do.
Agree. And because we all keep an eye on that, if we have a question that's a pretty juicy one and we get a lot of great feedback, maybe that'll show up in the podcast as well, as a thread or something like that.
And this is why,
since we're only doing one a month, trying to respond to emails is just not going to work out very well.
See, and this is why BG steers the bus, because he's so good at this, right? He's like, oh yeah, we get a big comment, we're going to bring it up on the podcast. That's amazing. Great idea. I never would have thought.
Thank you.
Real quick, Brian. Yes, you're absolutely right. When it's cold up there, you can put more clothes on. When it's stupid hot, you can only take so much off. But I got news for you. You can take a lot off and have a fan blowing on you and be just as comfortable until you go outside.
Not if you're doing public transportation.
Yeah, they do frown when you drive around with no pants on. They do.
Right. The Uber guys don't seem to like that very much.
Well, I'm gonna echo what BG said. Please come check out the podcast. Obviously, you guys have found my channel here at the Scale Model Outlaw, Is it a short bus or a long bus? RPM, you know me. It's a short bus.
It's a short, wide bus.
That's exactly right. Tultas, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. You're coming in right as we're heading out. We normally, well, not normally, we're on from 4 to 6, and we're creeping up on our 6 o'clock, and we're going to fixing to dip out. But good to see you, my friend. Yeah, I want to echo what BG said. Please, please, please check out our Facebook and our podcast, the Scale Model Mania, with myself, BG, Jason Hanscom, Justin Ryan, and Jody Doyle. Those guys will be back next week, for the most part, with Tim next week on the show. They had a show this weekend and had to do what they had to do, and I totally understand that. But we're looking forward to having those guys back next week so we have a full house. But as always, thank you for a chat, for all you do. Thank you, Mr. BG, for sitting in and helping hold down the fort with me today. We appreciate you. We had Kelly Coons on early in the podcast, and always a good time when he's here. Love him. Justin, 007 CB Radios. Justin is at the Classic Plastic Show. We'll be back next Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully you come back, hang out with him, and if nothing else, give him a hard time. As always, you guys, we appreciate you. Thank you for checking us out. Please, again, check the podcast out. My channel, Jason's channel, Mr. BG's channel. We love you guys. We appreciate y'all stopping by, and we look forward to next week. We'll be here between 4 and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Sunday. Y'all be good, be kind to each other, and as always, keep on modeling.